Morning students, this lesson is of class 10th for the subject of History and Civics. This lesson is being submitted to you on 12th July 2021. Children, we had already started this chapter last week and done the Muslim League. Today, we will do the Lucknow Pact. All the students, please open page number 63 of your textbook and listen very carefully. Circumstances leading to the Lucknow Pact. Number 1. International events. During the First World War, Britishers gave a crushing blow to the Turks and Turkey had to surrender all its territories. The British dealt with the Turks harshly. The Muslims were very upset at the treatment given to the Khalifa or the religious head of Muslims. This led the Muslims to support the Congress in its demand for self-government in India. Second, national events. Some national events also changed the relations of the Muslim League with the Congress. Number 1, the partition of Bengal was cancelled. Second, nationalist Muslims like Abul Kalam Azad and the Ali brothers, Maulana Muhammad Ali and Shaukat Ali, spread nationalist ideas among the Muslims. Third, Tilak's release from jail in 1914 and the arrest of some Muslim leaders under the Seditious Meetings Act brought the changes in the objectives of the Muslim League. Though the Muslim League had supported the British government in the beginning, but in 1913 it changed its objective to a system of self-government under the British Crown. The changed objectives brought cooperation between the Congress and the Muslim League. Annie Besant and Bal Gangadhar Tilak also played a very important role in bringing the two organizations together. Fourth, a compromise between the two fractions of the Congress. Tilak rejoined the Congress in 1916 and he played a major role in solving differences between the Congress and the Muslim League, terms of the Lucknow Pact. The nationalists made efforts to bring the Congress and the Muslim League to make an agreement on the scheme of political reforms in India. In 1916, the Congress and the Muslim League held sessions at Lucknow. The joint scheme of political reforms was put forward and adopted by both in 1916. This pact signed between the Congress and the Muslim League in 1916 at Lucknow is known as the Lucknow Pact. Clauses or features of Lucknow Pact. Number 1. Abolition of the India Council. The Council of the Secretary of State for India shall be abolished. The Secretary of State for India would have 2 under-secretaries, out of which one should be an Indian. Second, provincial legislatures. In the provincial legislatures, some members would be directly elected and some would be nominated. the Muslims would be elected on the principle of separate electorates. Third, minorities in elected bodies. Minorities would be given seats in the elected bodies. Fourth, limitation of the imperial legislature. The Imperial Legislative Council was to have full control over the government except military and foreign affairs. Fifth, Imperial Legislative Council. The Imperial Legislative Council would have 150 members. Some members would be elected and some of its members would be nominated. Muslims would be given proper representation in the Imperial Legislative Council. 6. Powers of the Legislative Council. No legislative council could pass a bill or resolution if 3/4 members of any community would oppose it on the grounds that it adversely affects its interest. 7. Autonomy in provinces. Provinces would be given more freedom. The British government shall not ordinarily interference in the local affairs of the provinces. 8. Viceroy's Executive Council. Half the members of the Viceroy's Executive Council shall be Indians elected by members of the Imperial Legislative Council. 9th, religious interest. The Britishers would give religious freedom to Indians. No bill would be passed if it is opposed by any religion. 10th, separation of judiciary from executive. The executive officers in India would not have any judicial powers. Members of the judiciary shall be put under the highest court of the province. Children, before we go any further, it's question time. Please write the answers in your notebook. Question 1. Define Lucknow Pact. Question 2. Mention any two factors that led to the signing of the Lucknow Pact in 1916. Question 3. Mention any three clauses of the Lucknow Pact. Children, you can pause the audio for 3 minutes to write the answers. Children, I hope you have finished writing the answers. Let's continue. Significance or importance of the Lucknow Pact. Number 1. Hindu-Muslim unity. The Lucknow Pact created Hindu-Muslim unity. Both agreed to compromise with each other. The Congress agreed to the system of separate electorates. The Muslim League agreed to the scheme of elections. Second, unity within the Congress. The Lucknow Pact brought unity between the assertive nationalists and the early nationalists. This made the Indian National Congress strong. Third, pressure on the government. The unity between the Congress and the Muslim League and between the early nationalists and the assertive nationalists became a danger to the Britishers. The Britishers were forced now to give constitutional reforms to Indians. Fourth, necessity to pacify Indians. Britishers were forced by Lucknow Pact to improve their relations and pacify Indians. On August 20th, 1917, they made the August Declaration, which promised to give self-government to Indians gradually. Drawbacks of the Lucknow Pact. Number 1. The Lucknow Pact failed to include all the people of India. Only educated and rich Hindus and Muslims took part. Second, it gave importance to separate political existence for the Indian National Congress and the Muslim League. Third, the separate electorate system created communal tension. Fourth, the Lucknow Pact only created temporary friendship between the Congress and the Muslim League. The Muslim League still wanted a separate provinces for the Muslims. Children, with this explanation, I end this interactive session. You may please read the chapter and add points wherever required. Homework. Question 1. The All India Muslim League was founded on 30th December 1906. With reference to this, answer the following. First, briefly mention the factors which led to the formation of the Muslim League. Second, what were the aims of the Muslim League? Thank you, students.